became more so like a father figure.
Yeah.
Type stuff, like the coaches in the gym. That's why I'm still with Calvin now, because he's more so like a. So that's what mainly like drew me into boxing.
Somebody else. You didn't pull up with your team. You pull up with. We ain't see Calvin. Yeah.
Calvin was there.
Okay.
Calvin was there.
Okay.
I think he came a little late though. I spoke to him.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
All right, because
I just seen Calvin too. I just seen, but that's another thing. Calvin is someone that he's like, when I ain't had no pops, Calvin was the person that you feel me, stepped in them shoes. So no matter if he's not my coach, anything like that, he's always gonna be in my life.
And that's why I said I would have asked that question off camera, because I already know. So I ain't, but.
He just walked away from his father Benavidez. SR Tank Davis has finally broken his silence, confirming the boxing world's biggest shocker. He's officially split with longtime coach Calvin Ford and is now training under Jose Benavidez SR. This isn't just a coaching change, this is seismic.
I don't really let like a lot of stuff bother me. I know that I can adapt to my situation, the situation I'm in. I done overcame like a lot of stuff.
The boxing world is absolutely stunned to see such a deep, heartfelt bond shatter out of nowhere. Sean Zittle, for one, admits he's struggling to comprehend why Tank would part ways with Ford, who meticulously shaped Davis's career and stood by him through every single high and low, always carefully managing public comments to avoid any drama.
Yeah.
Jose and Tank.
It's their business, but I just don't. I don't add up the beef with him and Calvin Ford, really. I guess Calvin may have done an interview or two that Gervonta didn't like, but it's like, that made no sense, man. Look, I remember when I saw Truck Simpson, I don't know what the big beef is. Why Calvin built you from scratch. He has always went to bat for you, even when you make it very hard for someone to go to bat for you with all the, you put you yourself and your fan base through and the boxing world through, and Calvin's always tried to say the right things to not.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Sean Porter offers a completely different take, suggesting Tank's move to Jose Benavidez SR isn't about technical adjustments at all. For Porter, this is about something far more fundamental, Gervonta. Feeling comfortable and confident with your corner, he argues, can reignite a fighter's spirit and unlock their absolute best.
That's the rumor. How y'all feel about that? How does that work? I'm not sure if that's a great match.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some comfort.
They both
there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Miami, yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, he's between
Seattle, Washington, Florida, Arizona, Vegas.
Yeah, he be everywhere.
Yeah. Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis, you know.
Yeah, surprising to see it. I think, but I feel like he's comfortable with Jose. And just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they move it. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with.
Zab Judah echoes that sentiment, viewing this move as a critical opportunity for a fresh start. A change of environment, Judah believes, can restore confidence and sharpen focus. But he also warns, praising Tank's original team, that their years of experience gave them an unparalleled understanding of his habits, allowing them to spot issues a new camp might initially overlook.
7 in, he got a new trainer, he with a new team, so it's a new confidence. He got new confidence, new training. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it's the best or the greatest thing for him, but sometimes a change is good sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to reset and get a refocus. You know what I'm saying? Which I always thought the team that he had was great, because these are the guys that raised him from you know what I'm saying, from the ground up. So they know him inside and outside, and they're able to, you know, fix and tweak things that they see go wrong easier than somebody else new coming in, because they might not identify those mistakes as mistakes.
Timothy Bradley, meanwhile, is banking on Jose Benavidez SR to reignite Tank's famed hunger and laser focus him back on boxing. Bradley firmly believes a fully committed Davis is one of the toughest fighters on the planet. But the big question hangs heavy. Have outside distractions shifted Tank's priorities away from the competitive fire?
I'll say this. I hope that Benavidez Sr. can bring back some desire. I hope he can bring back a jar of desire and instill it in Tank. That's what I hope. Because an all the way focused Tank, and y'all heard this on this channel, he's a nightmare for anybody. But there's a lot of outside things that's pulling him in different directions. And I think boxing is the last thing on his mind.
Now listen to this part. Zab Judah speaks incredibly highly of Jose Benavidez SR's coaching, specifically highlighting the aggressive, high-output style he instills in his fighters. Judah believes if Tank can add a higher work rate, a more consistent jab, and the trademark Benavidez discipline to his natural power, he could ascend to an entirely new level.
Benavidez Sr. is a great trainer. We can see that from his son. He's a volume puncher. He's a very ferocious, tenacity, go forward, hard fighter. Something that Tank Davis already does. If he can pick up that punch count that you know what I'm saying, in Gervonta Davis, and you know, pick up some good jabs and things like that, I mean, Tank can be a force to be reckoned with. You know, picture Gervonta Davis with the Benavidez skills and styles. Oh my God, he's gonna be a monster. He already punched like King Kong. You know, now when you put together, you know what I'm saying, the volume puncher, the focusness, the sharpness, the great condition.
This isn't just about minor tweaks. Judah argues Tank's new regimen is designed for a complete performance transformation. Think greater endurance, enhanced physical readiness, unlocking a dimension of Davis's game that allows him to impose himself consistently throughout an entire fight. That makes an already dangerous fighter absolutely formidable.
No, I think it's all around everything. The punch count, the conditioning. Remember, to be able to punch like that, you gotta be in a different kind of condition. He can't be in the same condition he was over there, because he's throwing way more now. You know what I mean? So you gotta up your whole conditioning and everything. Which we seen the pictures that he posted or put out, it's been in the conditioning gym. You know what I'm saying? It was cardio stuff. It was all. He didn't show no boxing videos yet. He only showed conditioning work. So that goes to show you that I might be onto something here. You know what I'm saying? It might be onto something. If he's able to level up that conditioning and download that punch count, man, we might could see something spectacular.
Schofield SR sees Tank's decision to give up his title instead of facing a mandatory challenger as undeniable proof that the matchup was intentionally dodged. He openly questions the logic. Why step away from a title shot, yet still pursue a blockbuster Haney showdown? The two positions, he argues, simply don't reconcile.
Because Tank said it out of his own mouth to me, y'all. The man said it out of his own mouth to me, man. So if the man telling me watching my son spawn said I would never get in the ring with that kid, and I'm hearing it out of the GOAT's mouth, Dunk. He was willing to give up his belt to not fight us, and that's not a...
Zab Judah, however, refrains from outright criticism, suggesting personal or legal circumstances might still be shaping Tank's career choices behind the scenes. This hints at a much bigger picture, one the public isn't privy to, potentially influencing every decision Davis makes.
I can't speak on it because I don't know the particular.
You're a fighter, brother. Would you give up your belt and not fight mandatory?
I mean, no, never. I've never given my belt to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you know, you never know what's going on.
We from Brooklyn.
We seen him in legal. We seen him in legal problems. We seen him. You know what I'm saying? We see him going through what he's been going through. So maybe.
But he's challenging Devin. He got all these legal problems, but then he challenged Devin and sent stuff to them. So the legal problems. Let me tell you, that's bullshit.
That's a big fight. That's a big money fight.
But listen to this. It ain't about being money. We from.
No disrespect to Kid, but that's a bigger fight than Gervonta Davis and a Kid, and then Gervonta Davis and.
As the debate rages over Tank's next move, everyone's eyes are on the potential super fight that could define the division. Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney. Roy Jones Jr. argues that Haney's ever-growing list of challengers isn't a sign of vulnerability, but rather a testament to his standing at the absolute top of the sport.
What about now Tank is starting to make some waves? I know we talked about him months ago, But him and Devin going back and forth, that's a potential fight.
Well, the bad part about it is, man, because of the way Devin came up with his dad being his manager and all, everybody at Devin, you know what I mean? They all hate him because of him and his dad's situation, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to have everybody at you, but when all of them are after you, that means you're doing something right. Because everybody wants to smoke with you. That means you have developed enough of a namesake that they all want to come try you. So kudos to Devin too, because everybody after Devin. You want to see Keyshawn chasing Tank, you want to see Shakur chasing Tank, you want to see Keyshawn chasing Shakur, but everybody wants Devin. You understand me? So
Jones acknowledges Haney has become a divisive figure, but the intense attention around his name makes him the asterisk opponent everyone wants. Becoming the division's biggest target, according to Jones, is the clearest sign a fighter has reached the pinnacle. It's the ultimate validation.
Devin was young, man. You understand me? But like, you just gotta know that everybody has their situation, and sparring is one thing, fighting is another. I'm sure you can go find some. I seen the limited sparring with Devin and Shakur. It went back and forth. You know, you just can never tell about sparring. Don't mean nothing. Sparring, you give you a little bit of insight to a degree, but especially when it's been 5, 8, 10 years ago, people changed in 3 years.
And get this, Roy Jones Jr. completely downplays any old sparring footage when evaluating a potential Tank Haney clash. He argues those gym sessions offer only a limited glimpse, especially when they took place years ago. Both fighters have evolved massively, rendering past exchanges an unreliable predictor for a real fight.
Well, that's a tough fight for Tank. Devin Haney, that's a tough fight, you know? That's a tough fight. You know, but
why do you think he's going for him?
I'm gonna give him a little credit because Devin Haney is a mover. You know, Shakur really not a mover. Shakur stands in front of you and steps back. You know, Devin actually moves around the ring. He ties you up. You know, he has a great jab. Shakur, he used his jab in that last time. He really used that jab in that last fight. That's the most I ever seen him like use it. But any of them guys is tricky fights. So I would just want to see.
Meanwhile, Bernie the boxer and Timothy Bradley agree. Haney poses a genuine challenge for Tank because his style is built around controlling space and disrupting rhythm. Bradley gives Haney a clear edge, stressing that activity and elite technical skills matter just as much as raw talent.
They have been busy. I'm going with the more active fighter. The one that's been busy. That's who I'm going with. The bigger fighter. The guy that can box. That's who I'm going with. Tank can box.
Bradley warns that Tank Davis's long layoff creates far too many unanswered questions. Haney's consistency, discipline, and active approach make him the stronger choice right now if the fight happens next. Eddie Hearn echoes this, giving Haney a slight edge due to Davis's uncertain current condition.
Look, you just don't know how Tank's going to come back. When did you last fight? So a year and a half? I mean, longer time he gets, you know, say the fight happened in November, December, like a year and a half, and he's been through a lot. But Tank is an unbelievable talent. He's a generational talent. If it's prime v prime, I don't like backing against Devin Haney, but I don't think it's a good fight. It's a good fight.
I'm not gonna answer the question.
Like who wins?
Like who would you name do it? By 51-49.
Devin Haney for his profession and his discipline. But Tank is a phenomenal fighter. I just don't know what if it's Tank at his very best.
Let's say they decide to do 144 and they want to do like a weight hydration pause of 15 pounds. Devin Haney came, I doubt if Devin Haney be like, yo, I'll meet you at 144, but I can't get a rehydration pause. I'm not saying this is negotiation. I'm just saying, I'm just putting something to the table. If you don't agree to change terms, it's not.
Has released a statement. They said the WBO Championship Committee has officially ordered the commencement of negotiations for the WBO Welterweight Mandatory Championship title defense between world champion Devin Haney and the WBO's #1 world-rated contender and mandatory challenger Keyshawn Davis. Pursuant to the committee's ruling and the WBO regulations of World Championship contests, the parties are granted 20 days to reach an agreement. Failing such agreement, purse bid proceedings may be requested with the purse split to be distributed 75% to the champion and 25% to the challenger in accordance with the WBO rules. So after the WBO ordered this, I'm thinking the circle jerk is over. And I know Debo is looking at Bolo, who is Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, Bo.
Work out the contracts. I'm not sure who. I think Top Rank might have to put this up because who is Devin working with right now? I mean, got Haney Promotions, but who's gonna be putting up the money? I don't know. Probably more than less Top Rank if this fight's gonna happen, or we've been talking about Zuffa Boxing. If Devin Haney signs with Zuffa, then you can forget about that WBO title because I don't think the WBO is standing by that. Anybody with Zuffa. So I don't know. I think that Haney is in a predicament, to be honest with you. And I understand that we had a conversation inside the ring with Bill. And you know, Bill is slick with it. You know, Bill got a mouthpiece on him. And you know, I like to read between the lines. And Bill in a sense is saying he'd rather have Gervonta Davis because the risk is the same with all three. Then Shakur be second. And then Keyshawn. But the risk is the same for all of them. They are. You know, I think all three of these guys are extremely talented. Tank Davis included, but you're going to get paid more money with Tank. And then you're going to get paid more money with Shakur.